let's see. I'll leave it nearby because I do want to look and see if the card that you were drawn to plays into the other energies of your reading. So let's start by crowning this reading. Okay, we have the Soulmates card. So we are looking at what this person says about you when they're talking to their friends. This person has really strong feelings for you, and it's quite possible that they have confided in someone close to them about how much they're feeling when it comes to this connection. This is absolute clear confirmation that their feelings run really deep, and that their conversations when it comes to this connection, I think these conversations are quite deep. I think that they are really discussing and really being open about the emotional feelings that they have for you when they're discussing this connection with their friends. It seems to me like the concept of soulmates was never really, like, it did not seem to be real to this person until they met you. So at this point, I think that this person is either sure that you are their soulmate, or they're starting to question whether the idea of a soulmate connection really exists. So I think this is really important to note. This might be someone who has not been particularly spiritual in their life so far, and I think that this connection has sort of opened up a lot of possibilities for them. They're almost now wondering if things that they may have written off as cheesy, as corny, as complete BS in some situations, it's like they're wondering now if that's real. So this is something that you have brought to them. You've brought this curiosity to them. You've brought this this questioning to them. It's almost like if someone, let's say someone didn't believe that that unicorns exist, and then they swear they saw one. Like, they were on a hike and they swear they saw a unicorn, and their entire perspective has now changed. Now they're thinking, wow, I always thought that unicorns were just like make-believe. It was just fairy tale nonsense, and now I'm starting to question it because I think I might have seen one with my own eyes, which kind of changes things. When you see something with your own eyes, it really it rocks your view. It changes your perspective. So I think that this person, I'm just kind of picking up on this energy of like there's a little bit of confusion, there's a little bit of uncertainty, there's a little reevaluation going on for this person, because a lot of things that they have insisted didn't exist. I'm feeling that for a lot of you. Your person is the type of person that, like, I want to say it's like they're a non-believer. They didn't believe that a connection could be this deep. They've always written it off as just absolutely ridiculous, and now they're starting to wonder. So I think this person feels very deeply. They feel something that they haven't felt before, and that's what's causing them to question this. They're starting to question, like, is there such thing as somebody that's perfectly made for me, perfectly matched for me, that is my other half? These are the questions that are going through their mind now, and these are questions that they never thought that they would ask. I think along with that, this person is finding themselves confiding in someone in a way that they never thought that they would. So this could be one friend in particular, family member. It could be a group of people, maybe their entire family or their entire friend group. But it looks like they've opened up in terms of their emotions with people in a way that I would say makes them feel, or would have made them feel in the past, really weak or maybe embarrassed. But it's almost like at this point, they don't have a choice anymore, because they don't know what to do with the unfamiliar feelings that they're having. So I think that this person has had to open themselves up and had to become very vulnerable about some things that they would have typically either kept to themselves or ignored altogether. I feel like these conversations that this person's having with their friends is like, they're uncomfortable conversations. They're uncomfortable for this person to have. It was uncomfortable for them to even bring the topic up. So there's a lot swirling around in their head right now and in their heart. And even though they might not be someone who would typically feel comfortable expressing these emotions, they need help sorting through all of that. I think that regardless of whether or not they would actually use the term soulmates, actually say that out loud, actually speak those words out loud, they're aware of this connection holding a strong significance, and they're feeling an attachment that they almost can't put into words. So I feel like it's coming through that way because this is either something that they have not yet been able to put into words at all, or this is them using words that they would never have used in the past to describe anything. So I think for a lot of you, it is that they are finding themselves talking to their friends about this concept of soulmates, talking to their friends who maybe have experienced a connection like this before, and using vocabulary that they never thought they would use. I think for some of these, some of them, it's like their friends are very surprised, maybe even find it funny, or kind of poke fun at them or give them a hard time when it comes to having these conversations with them, because it's almost like they think it's so funny that now this person is coming to them and using these words or talking about these concepts, talking about these feelings that they have in the past completely written off, or blatantly like opposed or talked smack about, is how I want to say it. They may have in the past just totally like, no, that's so stupid. And if anyone thinks that's real, they're an idiot. And now here they are. So yeah, this has a lot to do with them letting their guard down and really sharing a very vulnerable part of themselves when they're talking about this connection with the people close to them. They're really at this point finding themselves seeking out friends or family members who are in a strong partnership, or who have experienced something like this, to get their advice about like how they knew their partner was the one, or they're saying things like, I'm feeling like this and like that. Is this normal? They're asking a lot of questions and opening up in ways that they didn't think that they would. I think for a lot of you, this person might even be specifically seeking out people who they might not have seen eye to eye with before. They may have even like butted heads about some of this stuff before because they didn't agree, because this person hadn't had the experience to be able to like speak on this. And now they're specifically seeking out those people who would be able to advise them, those people who kind of presented a conflicting view in the past. So yeah, I do see that this person's really opening up. I see them becoming quite tender in a way, and there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of confusion here. So I want to look at more of your cards and see if I can get an idea of where this connection is for some of you, because this might be something that is in separation, or something that this person has retreated from because it scares the absolute crap out of them. It's something that they never believed in before, so it's very surprising to them. Let's look at some more of your oracle cards. So we have wisdom. Oh, yes. Wonders. Ooh, and taking risks. Yeah. You know, this isn't easy for them. I'm just gonna say that right off. This isn't easy for them at all to confront these feelings and these emotions that are completely foreign to them, and especially to open up to and to confide in people that they may have openly disagreed with in the past about issues like this. It's not easy, but they are definitely seeking the advice of others. Like, that is without a doubt. With this wisdom card coming out, they want other people to kind of chime in and help them sort through all of these feelings and emotions. And in a lot of ways, they're going out on a limb here. They're exposing themselves and they're becoming super, super vulnerable. They're starting to understand how much this connection has opened their eyes to the possibilities that they had never considered before. And I think that there's a part of them that is really excited about this. There's a part of them that is like in awe of everything that's unfolding in front of them, and another part of them that is scared and that is having to kind of swallow their pride a lot. So if that's a major part of this connection for you, like if bringing this connection into existence or back into existence is going to require this person to kind of let go of some ego, I think that they are working through that. And the reason I say that is because they're really putting themselves out there when it comes to how they're expressing themselves with their friends or with their family. So they're already starting to drop that ego. They're starting to drop the mask. They're working on opening themselves up to this vulnerable state that they weren't willing to venture into before. So if that's something that you've needed to see from this person, just know that they're already in the process of demonstrating that. Even if they aren't demonstrating that with you yet, they are they're opening themselves up to the people that are in their lives. I think in a lot of their conversations with friends, they're talking about how awesome they think you are, because they really are in awe of you, of the connection that they feel, of the way that you've transformed them on such a deep level. They know that it would take a very special person, a very significant person, to kind of make their insides do a 180, if that makes any sense. Like, that's so weird. I think the reason I'm saying that is because that's how you're making them feel, and that's how confronting these emotional issues with their friends is making them feel. All twisted up inside. Just, you know, that feeling of just so much anxiety, such a knot in your stomach, like you're on a roller coaster. Like, I always call it the falling feeling, just that like rush of adrenaline and that uncertain feeling that goes through your gut. It feels like this scenario has made their insides do a complete turnaround. So it's like they're transformed on such a deep level that it is, it's amazing to them. It's uncomfortable, but it's also really amazing. And they know that you have to be awesome and significant to cause such a change in them. I really think that it's almost difficult for them to articulate. It's like they say things like they're trying to talk to their friends about how they feel about you, and it's like they say things like, oh, she's just so, or he's just so, and they can't figure out what to say. They can't put it into words what it is, because it's so many things. It's so many different things. It's a feeling, and it's really hard for them to express it. And it's like things being right and things being aligned on so many different levels about so many different things. Like you just being exactly what they needed in that particular area, and in that particular area, and in this area too, that it's overwhelming for them. And putting that into words is so difficult for them to do. It's like you're gorgeous and you're smart and you're wise and you're intriguing and you're fun to be around. You're just so overall everything that they want. So it's impossible to articulate. I think that what they're doing that's smart is they're looking for people who could potentially understand this. So people that they know have felt this way, maybe people who've been in long-term relationships or who have married their soulmate. If they have anybody like that in their lives, they're going to them for advice about this, because only someone who's been in the position to not be able to articulate all these feelings would know what to tell someone, or even if they don't know what to say, they can at least say, yeah, I felt exactly that same way when I met my wife, or when I met my husband, or when I met my partner, whatever. They'll get it. And I think this person is doing the smart thing by trying to talk to people who would get it, versus trying to have this unhavable conversation with someone who would not understand. I know I'm inventing words, but I think it's appropriate here because I think this person might have to invent a few words to try to describe you and try to describe this connection. They think you're just magical, mystical. There's something about this that they can't explain. They didn't really think they would ever meet someone like you. That's the main thing here, is that they didn't think they would. I think even if there was a part of this person that believed that it was possible, they didn't think it was possible for them. So back to the unicorn analogy, it's like if somebody thought, yeah, maybe unicorns do exist, but I will probably never see one in my lifetime, and then they run across a unicorn. Like, it's very surprising to them. They might have thought it takes a special kind of person. It takes a really gifted person, or it takes a really lucky person to cross paths with a unicorn, and that's never going to be me. And then it happens to them, and it's really surprising. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that their conversations, it's almost like there's a panic behind this. There's something about this connection that has kind of made this person retreat to a fearful place. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a connection that's not really flourishing the way you would want it to right now, because this person has a lot to sort through when it comes to all of these unfamiliar feelings. They have a lot in terms of their belief to get in order here. So let's look at your tarot cards and see what else we have. So we have the Page of Swords, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Devil, and the Eight of Cups. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. This person will say so much more to their friends than they will say to you. With their friends, they're very open about how they're feeling. They're expressive. I think that their feelings are immature in a way, because they're coming through as the Page. So their feelings are immature in terms of this being brand new for them. They don't really know what to say or how to articulate any of this, but they try when they're with their friends more than they would try when they're with you, if you're even in communication with this person, because I think for a lot of you, this person has retreated. They're not doing that on purpose. They don't really know how to articulate their feelings or what steps to take with you when they're in your presence. So it's just so much easier for them to talk about this and try to sort through this with somebody other than you. But they are trying to. I would say they don't even have a firm grasp on how to articulate their feelings to their friends, but they are trying to do it. When it comes to articulating these deep feelings to you, it's super hard. Again, I see the effort though. Like I see the desire to do it. They wouldn't even discuss anything with their friends if they didn't have the desire to figure out how to discuss things with you. So I'll just tell you that. I feel like they almost don't know if they should feel the way that they feel. So if this is a brand new connection or a relatively new connection, that could play into why they just kind of like, they don't even know if they should have such strong feelings for you. And so there's a part of them that wants to hold that back. They want to reserve it. They want to wait because they're just not even sure, like, if they're crazy. I think there's a part of them that feels a little bit crazy right now. One thing that they talk about with their friends is the deep, strong attraction that they feel for you with this Devil card. They may not feel comfortable telling you how attracted they are to you, or there might be some kind of circumstance that makes that seem inappropriate to say that to you, but they definitely have told their friends how attracted they are to you. I think for some of you, you met this person in a scenario where you might have, it might have been a social thing where you met them at the same time that you met some of their friends or their family. And I think it's like, that was the initial thing that they said about you to whoever they were with. Like, damn, that person is hot. Like, that was like their first, it was kind of a physical attraction, or they saw your picture and they commented on it. So it's not something that they feel shy about. Like, they'll talk to other people about how attracted they are to you. They might not be as forthcoming with all of that information right to your face, especially since they have these deeper feelings. I think this is somebody who might be more upfront about physical attraction with someone when it doesn't go beyond the physical attraction. But once they started feeling more than that for you, it's like it became harder for them to articulate everything. It became more uncomfortable to say, like, oh, you look so good, or I'm so attracted to you, or you're so beautiful, or whatever it is. It became really hard for them to go to that place, because once they do, there's so many other things that they want to tell you as well. And that's really uncomfortable and really scary for them. I think in some ways they almost feel addicted to you. They feel like the two of you are so perfectly matched that it's not an obsessive type of addiction. It's more like the way a perfect pair, like they just think, well, it goes together, like they should be attached. A perfect pair should be attached. That's kind of the thought process behind it, but it's also a really foreign thought for them to have. I think there's a lot of worry here. There's a lot of worry on their part, that if they were to lose this, they would never find something like it again. So there is kind of like the drive to get this figured out. And I think there's also kind of the tendency for them to want to retreat. They want to walk away from this because it's very uncomfortable for them. But every time they take a step away, they're realizing, if I let this go, I might not be able to get it back. And that is so terrifying for them. There's a lot that they're discussing with you about their friend, discussing about you with their friends. There's a lot that they're saying. There's deep stuff that they're saying. Like, I think that this is beyond casual conversation. I feel like for them, this really isn't, this isn't very casual at all. I think they're selective with who they talk to about this, but when they do talk, they are very forthcoming with deep emotions. So these aren't casual conversations that they're having. Okay, let's wrap up this reading with a Romance Angels card, and we'll figure out a little bit more about I actually want to talk about that Neptune card as well. Let's move on, and then I'll come back to the Neptune card. Yeah, let's see what we have. So we have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So that's so perfect and so fitting in this reading. Sorry, that's not fitting into the frame. I think it's funny that this came out. It's really just confirmation that they are actually in a great deal of distress, and they are open to the idea of of someone helping them. I think we're already kind of like picking up on that. They're open to the idea of getting some kind of help and some kind of guidance because they don't actually know where to file all of this information. It's all very new. It's all very new for them. So they've actually gotten to this point where they're reaching out for help and they're understanding their emotions and they're sharing their emotions, which I think is new for them. Even seeking out help and advice in this area is very new for them. So before we end the reading, I want to go back to the Neptune card because I wanted to see like if the card that you were drawn to would tie into the energies that came through for this person and what they're discussing with their friends about this connection. So Neptune, this card actually says vision. So this Neptune is about vision. It can sometimes be about getting lost in our thoughts. It can also be about prayer and meditation. I think that's so fitting here because I think that this person has found themselves lost in their thoughts, lost in that state of inner turmoil. I think that that's been a big part of this, and there's been a lot of reflection. There's been a lot of maybe even prayer, maybe meditation. So yeah, I think they are really going within, and that they see something here. They have the vision to see the importance of this connection, and they can get overwhelmed by it. So yeah, where Neptune can be kind of, it can be kind of like, you know, it gives me the feeling sometimes of like almost drowning. So, and with this wisdom card, there's a lot of imagery here. So I feel like this person, they could find themselves in this feeling of almost drowning, like being so overwhelmed and overcome by the emotions, by the depth, by the fact that they don't really feel like they have the tools to deal with this a lot of the time. So they can get really lost in their head. They can get lost in deep contemplation and just feel like they can't find their way out of it, like they can't swim their way out of it. So yeah, I think that's all the messages I have for you. That's what your person is discussing with their friends about this connection, kind of the depth of it, and kind of the fact that they're starting to realize that this could be something more than they thought. This could be a soulmate connection. So if you did like this video, if this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like it, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. And I will hopefully see you again really soon in another video. Bye.